Hi everyone, Joe here. Today I'd like to talk to you about the law of polarity or the law of opposites, as it is often called. And for everything there is an opposite. There can't be an up without a down. There can't be a yes without a no. Everything has an opposite, and that is called the law of polarity. So it makes everything tick in the universe, so to speak, because there is always a response, one for the other. I want to kind of illustrate this with a story. This happened several years ago. There was a huge tornado that just about wiped out a town in Ontario called Barrie, Barrie. And a gentleman was going through there after he had been to a very successful seminar, and his name was Bob Templeton. He was the CEO of Telemedia Corporation and radio stations in Ontario and Quebec in Canada. And when he saw this devastation, well, there were 12 people killed, but billions of dollars, or millions of dollars, excuse me, destruction. It was like toothpicks. The tornado had just wiped out all these homes. Fortunately, only 12 people were killed. Many were injured. And when he came through there, he thought, wow, there has to be something that can be done for these people. He didn't look at just the devastation part. He was going to the positive part of that and thinking something could be done to help these people out. And so he contacted someone that he knew, he's actually the presenter at the seminar, and made a little discussion about this, and said, I've got an idea, and I'm going to go home and work on this. So this was a Friday night. So he thought, this was before Friday, and he called his staff together in a Friday meeting after he had thought this through, and he said, how would you like to raise $3 million in 3 hours within 3 days from now? And they kind of looked at him as if he was crazy, of course, and they gave him all these reasons why, and he said, no, I didn't ask you that, I just asked you if you wanted to. And so they had to agree they would want to help the people in Barrie out, absolutely. So he had this great big pad of paper, and he made a T in the middle, and on one side it said why we can't, and on the other said why we can. And on the side of where it said why we can't, he just put this great big X and was not allowing any why we can'ts in there. So he said, so now it's time to come up with these creative ideas of how we can help these people, how we can do this, how we can raise $3 million in 3 hours, 3 days from now. And so people started making, and anytime somebody would make a reason why they couldn't, he would just say, next. And so somebody started out with why they couldn't do that, and somebody quietly in the back said, next. And then this finally caught on. And somebody said, well, we could have a radio broadcast across Canada. And someone said, well, there aren't enough radio stations across Canada that we have. We're only in Ontario and Quebec. And so, next. And all of a sudden this caught on, and so somebody was getting these very, very creative ideas. And someone mentioned maybe they could have a gentleman named Harvey Kirk and Lloyd Robertson, who were the chief television announcers in all of Canada. Maybe we could have them doing the promotion on this. And someone said, oh, they're not going to come on radio. And next. The whole crowd said next. So they were really, really getting into this. They contacted the two gentlemen. They were happy to do this. And so across the whole nation, radio stations that were not allied with the Bob Templeton's radio stations got in on this whole thing. And within 3 days, they put on this telethon, or radiothon, I should call it. And in 3 hours, they had raised $3 million for the people of Barrie. and they gave that to them. And so this was called 333ing it. 3 million in 3 hours within 3 days. And Bob Templeton used this in all of the rest of his work in his corporation. Now, the funny thing was that Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield heard about this, and they wrote up this story in one of their Chicken Soup for the Soul books. And so people reading this got this idea, and they have been using the 333ing, the law of opposites, in making things work in their own corporations or in their personal business or in their personal growth, whatever it was. So I put this out to you to utilize this whole thing of promoting the 333 habit in whatever you're looking for. Make it, maybe it is $3 million in 3 hours within 3 days from now. But whatever it is, utilize the law of opposites or the law of polarity in helping you to grow, not only growth for yourself personally, but growth in whatever you're promoting. So connect with me on Facebook. I would love to talk to you about this further. Or you may want to look this up in the Chicken Soup for the Soul book. It is a true story. It actually happened, and people all over are now using the 333 habit. You can do it too. So meanwhile, take care, have an excellent day, and go make it happen. Bye-bye now.